Hello guys, my name is Yemurai and welcome to my channel. If you are not new around here, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It surely does feel good to be back, y'all. Back like I never left before, alright? And I'm back with some new content, something new, something I've never done before really in a full YouTube video, but I'm attempting it and it feels so exciting, and I hope you guys will love this video and the videos to come after this. As per the title of this video, we are going to be talking about this beautiful tornado of a book called Dumplin by Julie Murphy. To be honest, and quite brief about my honesty, this book was bought years ago as a gift to my sister, because I had watched the movie around that time, and I found it in a charity shop, and I was like, oh my god, like my sister and I really love this movie, so why not gift her this book to read and talk about it, and I had the intention that she would read it and then tell me about it. And years later, who knew that I would open this book and read it and feel so seen and so it felt like a mirror was being held up to me, and I could see myself so much in the main character, and it truly was better than the movie. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing the book to the movie, and in the end, I'm gonna tell you guys which one I preferred best, but I think you guys sort of know. I guess movie adaptations are a blessing and a curse because you get to visually see the characters that you've fallen in love with in those books. There's just something about reading the book that just throws you into the characters' headspace, the situations, and it's just so touching to connect to characters through books because you know a lot more about them, and it feels like you are sort of holding their hand through their journey of life, through this brief journey in their lives. Yeah, I guess you guys can tell how much this book means to me, okay? But you don't know what he means to me, Julie. I really liked it. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the comparison. So the book was written by Julie Murphy and released in September 2015, but the movie was released 3 years later in December 2018, and it was directed by Anne Fletcher, who's directed the movies The Proposal, 27 Dresses, and Hot Pursuit. I really do like those movies, so I guess it kind of also adds to the fact that I truly loved and resonated with the movie Dumplin as well. The story follows a girl named Willow Dean Dixon and her friends and family, namely Elle, who is her best friend, Rosie Dixon, who is her mother, Bo Larson, who is the love interest, Lucy Dixon, who is the aunt. So that is the core cast, that is the core five, basically the people who are the main characters in both the book and the movie. So the plot of the book and the movie are quite similar, so I'm just going to read you guys this little plot summary on the side of the book cover just to give you guys some insight of the entire story, and then we're going to talk about the themes of the story in general afterwards. So it says, self-proclaimed fat girl Willow Dean Dixon, dubbed Dumplin by her former beauty queen mom, has always been at home in her own skin. Her thoughts on having an ultimate bikini body. Put a bikini on your body. With her all-American beauty best friend Alan by her side, things have always worked. Until Will takes a job at Harpies, the local fast food joint. There she meets private school Beau, a hot former jock. Will isn't surprised to find herself attracted to Beau, but she is surprised when he seems to like her back. So that's where all the problems start, guys. That's where all the turmoil and agony begins. Okay, so hold on to your seats, guys. This is a bumpy ride, okay? Instead of finding new heights of self-assurance in her relationship with Bo, Will starts to doubt herself. So she sets out to take back her confidence by doing the most horrifying thing she can imagine, entering the Miss Teen Blue Bonnet Beauty pageant. That was a mouthful. Yo. Along with several other unlikely candidates. Yeah, that's another thing as well, to show the world that she deserves to be put up there as much as any Twiggy girl does. Along the way, she'll shock the hell out of Clover City, which she does, and maybe herself most of all, which I loved. With starry Texas nights, red candy suckers, Dolly Parton songs, and a wildly unforgettable heroine, Dumplin is guaranteed to steal your heart. Which it did, y'all. It did, I promise. Wow, like this book, oh my god, it's just so refreshing and breathtaking. Yes, it is fictional. Yes, things like this probably don't exist, but as a story, oh my god, it's just unbelievable. So we're just going to briefly talk about the themes of both the book and the movie. The first theme that is quite prevalent in the story is society's perception of female beauty and its impact on self-image. Okay, the next one is the significance of female friendships, which truly touched my heart, and I think is becoming very important and vital as the years go by or as generations come and go. The last theme is the vitality of self-love before accepting love from others. This is quite prevalent in her relationship with Bo Larson. A few keynotes that we will constantly go back and forth on throughout this, conversation that we're having about this book is that Willow Dean is grieving her Aunt Lucy, okay? She was such an important part of her life, and she feels like she can't navigate through life without her. I will preface this by saying Aunt Lucy in the movie is just so gorgeous. She's just such a carefree, wonderful, like she has this wanderlust for life, and she has so much life in her. She's so alive, and I think they made this distinct change from like Aunt Lucy being a homebody, not really being courageous and not standing up for herself, to someone who is a lover of life and is out there and can stand up for herself and stand up for Will as well, and instill this confidence in her that she also had, because I think they chose that difference because they wanted to show Aunt Lucy through Will's eyes. Another point is Willow Dean is trying to manage a love triangle between her, Bo, and Mitch. But in the movie, Mitch does not exist, okay? There's a scene whereby in her locker, she finds a magic 8-ball. Now, this scene in the book does not come until later on her birthday, when Bo gives her a bunch of gifts. So it just gives you a brief insight on their relationship as well. They're quite familiar with one another. Even in the books, you can tell that the relationship was pre-established. As well as in the movie. So we're jumping into it with, two people who know each other. They are sort of friends, work friends, co-workers, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, we get to get a, brief insight on that. And so Mitch walks into her life. With Mitch, it's more of like a on paper type of great guy. There's no passion. Their relationship is so beautiful. Like I would honestly call it a friendship. And I think Willow Dean would describe it as that as well. But obviously Mitch wanted more. He truly liked her. Like he had feelings for her, like as more than friends. Another point is Willow Dean has to traverse through her relationship with her mom. after Aunt Lucy's death, you sort of witness the tension between Will and her mother. You can tell like they don't really know each other. They're constantly miscommunicating. They're constantly butting heads. Constantly not saying the right thing around each other. And there's just this huge elephant in the room that, neither of them want to address, but it's just looming. It's just close at hand, and it feels like it's just going to explode in their faces, which it will. Because Aunt Lucy was like a second mother to Willow Dean, if not the first, because they were closer than she is with her mother. And it is important to note that Willow Dean's mom, along with her sister Lucy, were both big girls growing up. But then all this changed because Will's mom decided to lose weight, and she became obviously this big beauty queen. Everybody loved her, all the boys were obsessed with her, and so there's always this constant push and pull with their relationship. You can tell like her mom wants to reach out, but she does not know how, because her life was so different. And she lost the weight at a young age, so she probably doesn't know how it feels to be in Will's shoes, because it probably was such a long time ago that she was a bigger girl. Will also has to navigate through a fallout that she has with her best friend Elle, so that's sort of a sore spot in the book as well. It was quite gut-wrenching, really. In the movie it was better, but like in the book it had me crying, I'm not gonna lie to you. So in both the movie and the book, it starts off by showing us how Elle and Willow Dean met. Okay, they met the summer before first grade. They meet through Aunt Lucy and Elle's mother, who are also best friends and share this love for Dolly Parton. So Will and Elle are best friends from then on, attached to the hip. They do everything together except for work at the same place. So we start the story off by them being at the pool, just chatting it up as normal best friends do. Talking about Aunt Lucy, talking about their memories as kids. It's just conversations further emphasizing that they are close and they are really good friends and they're comfortable around each other. It's important to note that in the movie, Will is more open and honest about her interactions and her feelings towards Bo. To her best friend Elle, she does tell her everything that goes on. So while she was going through her aunt's stuff, she found an old application form for the Miss Teen Blue Bonnet beauty pageant. And this sparks up this idea in her mind that, you know what, maybe I should apply to this beauty pageant and try my luck and, try to change things. It gives her that inspiration to, sort of fulfill Aunt Lucy's wish, because she had that application form but she didn't put it in. This is where the double toil and trouble also starts to begin with Elle and Will's relationship, because as Will goes to put in her application, Elle puts in her application as well. They call it the revolution. Okay, so they say vive la revolution. So it's like the pageant revolution. The fight stems from the fact that she thought that Elle was just going to be there to support her and cheer her on in this huge decision that she has made. But then Elle wants to join the pageant because she's a part of the revolution. Okay, so she's a part of making a difference. And another thing that Will argues is that Elle is so beautiful and she is quote unquote the normal girl, nice figure, pretty face. Elle has a boyfriend as well. She has a great job. She has great friends. So essentially, you could argue that Will is jealous, but she says that, Elle could actually win the pageant, which is not what they're trying to do. They're trying to send a message to, you know, all these people in their city, all these like pageant folk, that, you know, everybody should be allowed to enter a beauty pageant, no matter how you look, no matter how you are perceived. You know, everybody deserves a chance to compete. So this sparks a huge fight between Will and Elle. They start, you know, obviously digging deep into the wounds, and then Elle just mentions that, you know, maybe they are growing apart, and that, you know, possibly Will is and has been holding her back in life. Willow Dean and her friends Millie and Hannah need a lot of help, okay? They don't know how to walk in heels. They need, you know, confidence lessons. So it's, you know, quite coincidental that she gets this, you know, pamphlet of like a drag show that's like happening in like outside, a little outside of the city. So Millie drives them to this drag bar, and it's written Dolly Parton theme night. So like obviously they dress up like Dolly Parton and lip sync to her songs. So they go there, they are mesmerized, and it was a good thing that, you know, these drag queens knew Lucy and Elle's mom. So obviously they instantly recognized her, and she got a chance to meet this man or drag queen named Lee, who was close friends with Lucy. So obviously they were talking about that, and I guess it was just what she needed, because when they were talking about that, they were also talking about loving yourself and embracing yourself and who you are, and the world can follow later. And you know, doing that with a purpose, being yourself purposefully, and not giving up on yourself. And I thought it was just such a beautiful message, and I think Will really needed that. When they say happy ending, that is exactly what it was. Like everything was just put together so well in a nice, pretty, with a nice pretty bow. You know, it was just so beautiful, and it wasn't one of those endings whereby you're like, oh my gosh, they, you know, obviously left a few loose ends. No, like they managed to tie everything together so perfectly. I have no complaints at all. To be truthful, it was a difficult decision to make. My heart obviously is going out to the book. I'm gonna say the book, because there were more storylines and more people involved in Willow Dean's growth, i.e., Mitch, obviously, and a few other characters that were like in the back burner, but were quite prevalent and important to the story. So yeah, I choose the book. The book is awesome. It's just amazing. So that is it from me, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I was so excited to make it. I couldn't wait to open my mouth and just talk and talk about this book, because it changed my outlook, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will surely see you guys in the next video. Bye.